Hello, welcome to Laura Taylor EDD Lives filled with lots of books. Today we will be making a humblebee. In my book, The Beatitudes, Beatrice the Bumblebee becomes a humblebee. Beatrice changes from the beginning of the story to the end, and she becomes a bumblebee, a humblebee. So we are going to make a humblebee to represent how Beatrice changes in the story. So first, let's gather our supplies. You're going to need construction paper, black and yellow, or you can use white paper and color it black and color it yellow. And I have made 2 strips, 1 inch by 12 inches. You're also going to need the yellow and black construction paper for the head, the wings. You're going to need white paper and then black paper for the sting. And I'll show you all of those as we get closer. You're going to need your glue stick. You may need your pencil to draw your wings and your sting. I'm using a Sharpie to draw on my face. You may use your crayons or you may use your markers, and you're going to need scissors. Okay? And if you're actually measuring the paper for the strips of paper, you may need your ruler. So let's get started. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to make the body of the bee. And this is what we call our accordion folding. So we're going to actually fold the paper to give it this accordion-like body for our bee. So you take your 2 strips of paper and you're going to start with 1 strip on the bottom. You're going to add your glue. So take the top off. We're going to add the glue to the strip of paper here. Add the glue, and then we are going to put the other color, the black. I started with the yellow, so then I put the black. Then I'm going to just alternate folding and fold really, and crease it as you fold so it can make a nice accordion. Fold the yellow across the black and then fold the black back across the yellow, and we're just going to keep going back and forth until we have used both entire strips of paper. So we're going to pause and give you a chance to finish folding your paper to make the body for your bee. Okay, so we're folded and we're right at the very end. And so now I'm going to take my glue. I'm going to add my glue to the last little piece that I have up, which happens to be yellow here for me. Then I'm going to glue it down to the black. And that is the body. Okay, now we're going to get ready to add the wings. So we're going to grab a little rectangle piece of white paper, and I actually have a little piece of white construction paper that I cut out, and on that we're going to trace the wings. So one thing I want you to notice when you trace the wings is that you're going to need a flap, because that's the part that attaches to the bee's body. Okay, so I've already done that and I've already cut it out, and you notice when I cut it out that I have the flap. Okay, so I'm going to pause again to give you an opportunity to trace your wings onto your paper however you want the wings to be shaped. Make sure you include the flap, okay, because that is what attaches to the body. So get your wings drawn on your white paper, cut them out, and be sure you include a flap. And then we'll come back, we'll write on the wings, and we'll add them to the body. Okay, so hopefully you didn't have too hard of a time drawing your wings with the flap on. So now, if you notice how the wings are attached, let me get a little closer so you can see. Okay, so those are the wings, and the flap is actually attached to the top of the bee here. So we're going to take our wings and we're going to fold the flap over. Okay, give it a nice little crease, And then when I lift it back up, you can see, let me turn it again, that the flap is folded over. Okay? So if I was to hold it up, the flap is folded up. Here's the fold here. And then we're going to write on the top of the wings, be humble. Okay, so grab your crayon or your pencil or your marker and write on the wings, be humble. I'm going to pause and write be humble, and then we'll come back. We're going to attach the wings to the body. So again, here is the fold. It's facing away from me, and if you see I fold it toward myself. I'm going to put that down just like that, and on the left side of the wing, on my left, I'm writing B, and I'm writing the word like a bumblebee, B-E-E, and on the right side, I'm writing humble, H-U-M-B-L-E. So let's get that done, and then we'll come back and attach the wings to the body. Okay, so I've written be humble on my wings. There's the flap. I'm holding it by the flap, see? Now I'm going to grab my body, and I'm going to take my flap, and I'm going to attach it to the body with the words be humble facing forward. So the wings and the flap, I'm lifting the flap up. I'm rubbing some glue on here. Okay, just like that. And then I'm going to attach it to the body. Give it a little squeeze so that it can stick. Okay, now we've added the wings. Be humble. Now it's time to do the sting. Let me grab the completed one so you can see the sting. See at the bottom? See the sting? We're going to add the sting. Okay, so I've already drawn a sting on the paper, and notice that it looks like a V, and we have the top part here because that's going to be our flap. On all the parts we need our flap so that we can attach it to the bee's body. Okay, so there's your sting. It has the flap we're going to attach. So again, when I drew it, I drew so we can have the flap at the top. Okay, I'm going to pause, give you a chance to draw your sting and cut it out. And then we'll come back and we'll add that to our body. Okay, my sting is all cut out. I'm going to fold it up, fold the flap across. So it's like that. Okay, I'm going to take my glue stick. I'm going to put the glue right on top here. Okay, just like that. I added my glue. So you can see I have the sting part folded down. I have the glue on top. So now all I have to do is stick this to the bottom of my body. Okay. Give it a squeeze. And there is the sting. Can you see it? Right there, attached. Hard to see. The sting is attached to the body. The last thing we have to do is we have to draw the face. So I have a little square piece of the yellow paper because that is easier to me when I have a little piece. And I'm going to actually draw a face on that. Now notice it looks almost like a head. It looks almost like a head with a neck because again we need the flap so that that part can attach to the body of the bee. Okay, so I've actually already cut out one, and that's the flap. Okay, so I'm going to, when I'm ready to add this to the bee, I'll be able to fold the flap up. So now it's your turn to grab your yellow paper and draw your head, and be sure you include the flap, which almost looks like a neck on your head. So I'm going to pause to give you an opportunity to draw the head with the flap or the neck, because that's what attaches to the body. So get that done, and then we'll come back and we'll add the eyes and the mouth and the antennae to the head before we glue it onto the body. Okay, again, this is the head that I cut out. Hopefully you cut yours out and you remember to include the flap. So I am going to actually add eyes, and I have, let me grab them. Sorry about that. Okay, my eyes had gotten away from me, but I actually have the little plastic eyes. So I'm going to glue these onto my head. Now you can actually draw the eyes on here, or if you want them to look almost like these and you don't have the plastic ones, you can draw the eyes on a piece of white paper and glue them on. And then we're going to draw the mouth. So here's the finished bee. We're going to glue on the eyes, or draw on the eyes, draw the mouth, and add the antennae. Now my antennae are actually little pieces of pipe cleaners. But if you don't have pipe cleaners, you can cut out little strips of paper. So we're going to pause again, put the eyes and mouth and antennae onto the head of the bee. Notice that the antennae are glued to the back. Now I'm going to actually have to use liquid glue because I have the plastic eyes and the pipe cleaner antennae, and they don't stick very well with the glue stick. So I'm going to glue those on and give them a chance to dry, and then we'll come back and attach the head to the body of the bee, okay? Okay, I'm back with my head, and I have the antennae glued onto the back of the head. I've added the eyes and drawn the mouth. Now we are going to bend the flap up. Going to add our glue to the bottom of the flap. And then we're going to glue it onto our body. I have the body facing forward so you can read the words, to be humble. Then I'm going to glue the head right on top. Give it a little press so that it sticks. And we are all done with our humblebee. You have the head with the antennae, you have the wings, you have the abdomen, thorax, and you have the sting. Okay, thank you for making your humblebee with me today. I would love to see your bees. So if you can take a picture and post it on the Bee Attitudes website, Bee Attitudes Facebook is the and BEE-ATITUDES. Take a picture of your humblebee and post it to my Facebook page, the Bee Attitudes. Thanks again for joining me today, and keep reading. Bye-bye.